thought I'd just very quickly chat to you a little bit about the notorious Scarlet and Brown. Scarlet and Albert, my two heroes, are outlaws in the far future. The country is full of cannibals and zombies and giant creatures and all kinds of dangers, and Scarlet and Albert have to negotiate this. They also rob banks and generally cause trouble, but they're rather fine anti-heroes. And in Notorious Scarlet and Brown, they're doing pretty well until they suddenly find some rather unpleasant characters from their past who suddenly reappear and start chasing them. So there's action, there are gunfights, there's lots of jokes, even a bit of political satire as well. Something for everyone. One of the challenges about writing a sequel is that you want the second book to be as good as the first, and obviously to be quite like it, quite similar, but it has to be different as well. There's a law of diminishing returns. If each book is just the same, then it's going to get less good for everybody concerned. So with Notorious Scarlet and Brown, I was looking for something that was new, and in this case, I focused on the backstory of my lead character, Scarlet McCain, who's a pretty tough, formidable outlaw. In the first book, she keeps her backstory very close to her chest. You don't really know much about it, just a few cunning hints here and there. But in the second book, we get some proper flashback sequences, and I'm really proud of these. I think they're some of the best bits of writing that I've done. If you read the book, I hope you guys will agree. Thought I would read you a short extract from the Notorious Scarlet and Brown. This is right at the beginning, and we are with a bandit, a rather unpleasant bandit captain who is hanging out in the wilderness, ready to rob any passers-by, and he has just seen a couple of characters appear. He got to his feet unhurriedly, took his pipe from his mouth, and set it on the slab to await his return. Stepping through the sagebrush, he stood ready at the side of the road. The ash fields were soft and sugary in the evening light. Long shadows, sharp as coffin nails, stretched from the pines behind the ruins. To the east, the shadow of the tower was a slash across the red-brown earth. And now 2 bicycles came in sight, making for the crossroads. The bandit captain frowned in mild surprise. Bandits were not unusual in the Safelands, but the Corby road was long and arduous, and had deteriorated in the period of the rains. As he watched, the lead bike weaved smoothly to avoid a pothole. The one behind swerved at the last minute, teetering on the brink of disaster, righted itself and rushed on. Both riders were heavily laden with rucksacks and packages. Despite this, and even at a distance, he could see how slight they were. If they were young, this suggested further possibilities. There was a slave market in Warwick, and the bandit captain was on passable terms with his overseer. He waited until he could hear the rattle of the wheels. Then he walked out into the dying sunlight and took up a heroic posture, legs straddling the centre of the road. He flicked his coat aside and tucked his thumb in his belt so that his palm cupped the gun hilt loosely. Smoothing back his glistening mane of hair, he held up his hand. The leading bicycle came to an abrupt halt, wheel twisting, raising a cloud of thin red ash. The other nearly collided with it. With a squawk of woe, the rider veered away and skewed to a standstill, his rucksack pitching drunkenly to the side. They were young, a blinking, bewildered, dark-haired boy. The other was a girl in a broad-brimmed hat. The red dust settled slowly round them. This was always the best bit for the bandit captain. He liked the theatricality of the moment, him blocking the road, seeing the shock on their faces, the slowly awakening fear. "One moment, travellers," he called. "A word with you." "Bandit," the boy said. "Yeah?" The girl's head tilted slightly. "I'd never have guessed."